What is going on, college basketball fans? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give you guys my top 10 backcourts heading into this college basketball season. And if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We do a ton of college hoops content here on the channel. And comment down below if you guys want me to rank my top 10 front courts heading into this year. Without further ado, let's get it started. Alright guys, I do have a couple of honorable mentions coming from mid-major programs. My first honorable mention is from Bryant University, and that is Peter Kiss and Doug Edert. Now this duo is America's backcourt. We have Peter Kiss, the leading scorer from FBS last season. He's returning, and then Doug Edert, a guy who helped St. Peter's get to the Elite 8 last season from a 15 seed. I mean, this is going to be a duo to watch next year. Other honorable mention comes from UAB, and that is the backcourt duo of Jordan Jelly Walker and transfer from LSU, Eric Gaines. Now, this backcourt is going to tear it up in their conference. I expect the Blazers to be back in the tournament next year, and look out for them to be a sleeper to pull off an upset. Alright guys, now let's get to the actual top 10. I'm giving you all 10 of them right off the bat, and we are going to explain them, starting with the top team. I have Houston's backcourt of Marcus Sasser and Jamal Shead, and I actually just noticed I put Snead on the edit, so if there's a few spelling errors, just ignore them. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk about 1 and 2 because they were very close. Now, Houston's backcourt and North Carolina's backcourt of RJ Davis and Caleb Love were definitively my top 2 backcourts, and it was just a matter of who was going to be 1 and who was going to be number 2. Now, I decided to go with Houston over North Carolina because I believe that Houston is going to lean more on their backcourt than North Carolina is, because North Carolina has Armando Bacot down low at center. They also have Leaky Black and Pete Nance that round out that starting 5. Now, if I was ranking starting 5s, North Carolina would be my number 1, but I decided to go with Houston and give the edge to Marcus Sasser and Jamal Shead, because Marcus Sasser, I expect him to be the best point guard in all of college basketball next year. He is going to have a big-time year. Jamal Shead, last year he averaged 10 points and like 7 assists. He could take a step up as well. I mean, this duo is going to kill the AAC conference, and I expect Houston to go very, very far in the tournament because of them. Now, for North Carolina at my number 2 spot, easily my number 2 right behind Houston, RJ Davis and Caleb Love were amazing all of last year, and especially in the tournament. RJ Davis had a huge game in that Baylor upset in the second round of the tournament. Caleb Love had some big games in the tournament as well. I mean, these two guys with that tournament experience, making it all the way to the championship game, they are going to kill it next year, and I'm super excited to watch all 10 of these duos play. But yeah, RJ Davis, Caleb Love, that North Carolina team is stacked. At my number 3 spot, we have Adam Flagler and freshman coming in, Keontae George. Now, Keontae George, he is going to be a beast coming out, and I expect him to start. Adam Flagler, a little bit proven, but these two guys are the next great guards for the Baylor Bears. Next guy up, and Adam Flagler showed that he can be a bucket last year. He's a little bit proven. So, yeah, I think this Baylor team, these two guys, Baylor is my favorite to win the Big 12 next year, and these two guys are going to be a big, big reason for that. At number 4, I might have a little bit of a shock to some of you guys, but I have Tennessee's backcourt of Zakai, Ziegler and Santiago, Vescovi. Now, these two guys have potential to take another step up and lead Tennessee to be one of the top teams in the SEC. Now, I don't think they will be better teams than Kentucky or Arkansas, but I believe they might have the best backcourt in the SEC. These two guys take big time steps up, especially Zakai Ziegler in year 2. I'm looking forward to it. The Vols come in here at number 4. At number 5, I have the Miami Hurricanes, and they bring in Nigel Pack, transfer from Kansas State, a guy who averaged 18 points per game last season. He is going to be a bucket. And then Isaiah Wong, a guy who helped the Hurricanes get all the way to the Elite 8 last year, with another pretty good point guard last year in Charlie Moore, and I believe Nigel Pack is better than Charlie Moore. So this duo right here is going to make some noise in the ACC conference, and I believe and are going to get a lot of buckets and scoring. Majority of Miami's scoring is going to come from these two guys right here. Next up, I have Creighton's backcourt duo of Ryan Nemhart and Trey Alexander. Now, both these guys heading into year 2 of their collegiate careers, expected to take some big-time steps up. Again, if we were ranking starting lineups, I would probably have Creighton as my number 2 or 3 behind North Carolina, but since it's the backcourt duos, I have Creighton a little bit lower. These two guys have all the potential in the world. Their numbers might not be extremely high this year because their whole starting lineup and team in general is stacked, but Creighton, they got themselves a squad. These two guys are going to give you some big-time buckets and some big-time playmaking, and Creighton is the team that I'm most excited to watch next season. At number 7, I do have Gonzaga's backcourt duo of Nolan Hickman and Rasir Bolton. Now, this one I am kind of going off of potential, and really 7 through 9, a lot of it is coming straight from potential. And Nolan Hickman and Rasir Bolton, they're expected to be the next great guards coming in there for Gonzaga. They're still going to have Drew Timme in that lineup as well. But yeah, I expect Gonzaga to be right up the top of the West Coast Conference this year again and dominating it and being one of the top teams heading into March Madness. At number 8, I do have Kentucky's backcourt duo of Sahvir Wheeler and Carson Wallace, the incoming freshman, and I do notice I did put Wheeler for both their last names. No, they are not brothers. That is supposed to be Carson Wallace, but a lot of potential comes from Carson Wallace, man, and I'm excited for Kentucky's team. Again, if this was ranking starting lineups, Kentucky would be my 2 or 3, depending on them in Creighton, just behind North Carolina. They have an insane starting lineup. But Carson Wallace, he's a lot of potential coming out of high school, and he's a very highly ranked player. And Wheeler, he's a little bit more proven, coming back for another year this season. I expect him to take a big time step up and become one of the better guards in the country. At number 9, this one is ranked so low, and it has potential to be one of the top teams on this list, and that is Arkansas's backcourt duo of Anthony Black and Nick Smith. The only reason it's not higher on this list is because they are completely unproven. Both of these guys are incoming freshmen. Nick Smith is the number 1 overall prospect heading into this year. Anthony Black is, I believe, the number 1 or the number 2 point guard heading into this year, but I talked about these guys a lot. Anthony Black, he is a 6'8" point guard. He is going to be a beast. He's a great passer, a great driver, maybe work on the shooting a little bit, but this freshman duo right here is going to lead Arkansas to some big things this year, and the only reason they're not higher is because completely unproven. We haven't seen them play in college yet, but they still come in here at number 9 for me. And at number 10, you heard my honorable mentions. I had a couple mid-major teams in there, but I did put one mid-major team on the list, and that is St. Louis' backcourt duo of Yuri Collins and Gibson Jimerson. And these two are going to lead St. Louis to be one of the best mid-major teams in the country this year. Expect them to make it out of the A10 into March Madness and maybe even pull off a big time upset. There are a few other teams that I did not mention on this list. I know UCLA's backcourt duo of Tiger Campbell and incoming freshman Amari Bailey could be on this list as well, and I could see that argument for sure. They are ones that I would probably put at 11 if I had an extra spot, so I wanted to give a quick mention to them. But these are my top 10 backcourt duos going into this season. Let me know what you guys agree with, what you disagree with, what you would change. I'm interested in all of that, so let me know it down below in the comment sections, and also let me know if you guys want to see my top 10 front courts here soon. So that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching.